Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible? Okay. So let us start our session. I'm just going to revise what we had studied last time. So last time we had studied three different software process models. The first one was waterfall model. Then we studied incremental model, and then we studied RAD model, which is rapid application development, right? And I had told you that each and every process model is supposed to be used on the basis of what kind of application you are developing. Like in order to suffice waterfall model, we said that it is used for small projects, right? Where your number of requirements are very clear and it is very fixed, because you need to go through the entire sequential process and then only you will get the end product, right? So that is why, because it is a sequential process model, that is why the end product is available at the end. Hence it is very costly that if some changes are happening after the maintenance phase, it is very difficult to incorporate those changes, because you have to again follow the entire sequential process model. So that is why waterfall model has this disadvantage that the end product is available at the end. Customer doesn't have anything in between to work with, right? And it is applied for small projects where your number of requirements are fixed, and it is very clear to the software engineer and to the customer at the starting itself, right? That was about waterfall model. So this disadvantage was overcome by incremental model, right? So what was the advantage in incremental model? Can somebody tell me? What was the advantage in incremental model? What we used to do in incremental model? Okay, so Smith is telling phase-wise work. So I would say increments, right? We used to take out multiple increments. So basically, you need to divide your requirements in such a way that high priority requirements are taken out in first increment, and then so on, right? But what was the requirement for incremental model? So even though your requirement should not be completely static at the starting of your process model, but at least it should be known to you that, okay, I have these many set of requirements, so that you can prioritize them. Because otherwise you cannot know the calendar time, that at what till what time I would be able to complete my project, right? So that was one thing in incremental. Second thing was, whatever changes are happening after the first increment, that those changes can be incorporated during the second increment, and so on. So at the end, whatever is your last increment, you will be getting a complete working project, right? So this was in the case of incremental model. Then we studied RAD model, which is rapid application development, in which we talked about that the development time for this particular project is very small. Like in a short span of time, you need to give the project to the customer. So we said that in order to achieve that goal, we need already made components. So I said that we need to use component based development, right? The components which are already available to you, library, may it be libraries, may it be some classes, may it be some header files which are already available to you, where your maximum work is done. You just incorporate those components, already made components, and make your project, right? Make your product. So that was RAD model. So in RAD model, the cost is very high, because sometimes you need automation as well. Reusability to hota hi hai, but sometimes automated tools are also required, क्योंकि आपको जल्दी काम खत्म करना है. So that is why you required automated tools, automated codes, right? So for that you require money. So RAD models में budget बहुत high होता है, high budget projects are there. And then because you need to complete everything in a small amount of time, the work that is supposed to be done is very fast, so you require high budget. And of course highly skilled resources, whether it be human resources, whether it be system resources, the skill of the resources would be very high because you want the work to be done in a very short span of time. So आप ऐसा नहीं कर सकते that you teach someone that okay you need to do this task. You require people who are already skilled, right, in order to do some task. So RAD model has these two kind of categories. One is high budget project and second is skilled resources. So this was what we studied till last time, RAD model. Today we would be talking about three different other models. The first model that we are going to discuss is software prototyping. So it is called prototype model. Now, as the name suggests, by the name itself, prototype का मतलब क्या होता है? What is the meaning of prototype? English meaning of prototype? What is the meaning of prototype? You say that you have created a prototype of something. What is the meaning of that? Working model, okay. Rishabh is saying working model. Oh, sorry, initial product through basic structure, okay. So yes, as rightly pointed out by you all, prototype model means what? Like suppose you want to even create a hardware, like अगर suppose आपको एक car create, you want to manufacture a car, so nobody is going to directly manufacture a car. So what you do is that you first create a small prototype of it, right? What does prototype mean? So basically it is just giving you a small working model, not with all the functionalities, but with initial functionalities, some basic functionalities, right? So in terms of prototype model also, we do the same thing. So instead of first creating an entire working code of a product, with whatever product, whatever XYZ product you are creating, let's say library management system. So what you do is that I don't want to create an entire working product of library management system. Instead of that, what I do is that I'll just implement some basic functionalities. Right now, why do I do this? That first I implement some basic functionalities. So with the help of this, what will happen if there are changes by the developer, if there are changes by the customer, those changes can be accommodated at the starting itself, right? So it looks something like this. This is a small flow chart of prototype model. Yes, this one. So what you are saying, identify the basic requirements. You have identified some basic requirements. Develop the initial prototype. So you are creating a small prototype, your first prototype, right? Now those initial prototype is there. Use the prototype system to refine the requirement. How do you use the prototype system to refine the requirement? Refine the requirement means what? Make it further properly. You know, you're properly putting up the requirements. पहले आपने सिर्फ basic requirements रखे. Now if I want to refine it much further, means go in a much deeper level of the requirements, then what will I do? I will give it to the client first. So I will give the prototype requirement with the basic requirements to the client in order to refine it. So if the client is satisfied, right? If the client is satisfied, then what will I do? I'll convert the prototype into a normal structure, जो हमारा normal build होता है, ठीक है, working product. But if the client is not satisfied, then what will you do? You will convert the prototype. You will refine the prototype. You will modify the prototype. So if client is satisfied, complete the build, complete your entire structure, complete the entire code, and then work on it. But if the client is not satisfied, what will you do? You will revise and modify the prototype, enhance the working prototype, and perform the same task again. So when you're performing the same task again, what will happen till the client is satisfied? You will be working on the initial prototype itself. You will not be actually working on the build, right? You will not be working on the actual product. You will be just working on the prototype itself. And as in when the client gets satisfied with each and every refinement which is happening, you will finally get a complete build of the project. So is it clear, prototype model, what happens in prototype model? Can I get a reply from everyone? Is it clear? Okay, can you tell me where prototype, in which kind of application prototype model is most beneficial? which type of application prototype model is most beneficial. Testing is not an application. I'm talking about an application. Testing is a phase. Yes. So Dhruvi has said UI. Dhruvi has written answer as UI. UI is what? User interface. So GUI जो आपके वेब बेस्ड एप्लीकेशंस होते हैं जहां पे इंटरेक्शन विद द यूजर इज मैक्सिमम, राइट? And what is most important, what is the look and feel of that the user is getting. So the look and feel when you are talking, let's say you're talking about Facebook or you're talking about Instagram, you want that it should be interactive, right? You require that everything should come up new always, right? Because you want more interactivity. So at that time where your application is more UI based, not functionality based, UI based, जहाँ पे आपको user interface ज़्यादा अच्छा चाहिए, उस time पे we use prototype model. Because what happens is when you are working with web based applications, more emphasis is always given on, what is the color, what is the texture, what is the font. All these things should be visually more attractive to you as a customer. So that time prototype model is used, because you don't want to end up creating. आप वो use करते हो ना, what do you say, when you create a website, you use directly available, what do you say, some available formats are available, no, that you directly use it. Templates, yeah, sorry. So should be saying templates. So already available templates are there, right? That you directly use and then you make changes on it. So something like that. You don't want to end up making your own thing completely and then give it to the customer that, okay, I have created this. And if then some changes are coming, it would be difficult. So what you do is that you directly use some prototype which is available and then show it to the customer. If the customer is satisfied, it's fine. If the customer is not satisfied, change the prototype, right? So what is the keyword for prototype model? कहाँ पे आप use करोगे prototype model? Which keyword you will look into? UI based, right? So the keyword for prototype model is where the interaction is more. Prototype model should be used when the desired system needs to have a lot of interaction with the end user. Typically, online systems, web interfaces have a very high amount of interaction with the end users and are best suited for prototype model. So whenever a scenario is given to you, that in this scenario, which is the best model, if that scenario tells you that a lot of interaction is there, UI is important, web interface is important, then you should directly go for prototype model. Is it clear to all of you, prototype model? Okay. Okay, great. So let's go further. Yes. So the next one is spiral model. Now, spiral model, as this is a small clip part of spiral model. As the name suggests, your entire process model moves in spiral. So it is starting from the inner section where you are starting your product development, and it is going on moving outside, right? Until when. Okay. So chat window is visible to you all? Is it fine now? Okay. So as the diagram is showing you, your spiral starts from inwards, right? Your spiral starts from inwards and it moves outwards. Now you will ask me that how many spirals? So see, ऐसा नहीं है that here how many spirals are there? 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 spirals are there. So it's not that every project will have 4 spirals. You will come to know how many spirals are required for each and every project, that we'll discuss later on. But as of now, please understand that your entire product development is moving in spiral, right? Now, what are these spirals basically? So the names are given over here. Every spiral is divided into multiple sections. What are these sections? So let's say my section is, again see, again I'm telling you, the name is different but the meaning remains the same. हमने phases of SE पढ़ा, phases of SDLC पढ़ा, framework activity पढ़ा, और ये अभी है स्पाइरल, फिर रैड मॉडल पढ़ा, रैड मॉडल में भी डिफरेंट नाम था, और यहाँ पे स्पाइरल मॉडल में डिफरेंट नाम है, लेकिन meaning is same, right? Communication means what? Requirement gathering. Planning means what? Again, it is kind of a feasibility study. आप पूरा plan कर रहे हो. Modeling means what? Analysis and design. Construction means what? Implementation and testing. Deployment means what? Deployment will remain the same. Deployment and maintenance, right? So the name again changes because it is a separate model which is proposed by someone. So the name changes, but the meaning remains the same. The phases of SDLC will remain the same, right? But नाम change होगा. तो यहाँ पर हमारा instead of requirement gathering, the name is what? Communication. So can you see that your spiral is starting from communication part? This is your communication part. It is moving outwards. So communication is happening, then planning is happening, then modeling is happening, then construction is happening, then deployment is happening. ठीक है, ये हमने क्या किया, एक स्पाइरल पे काम किया. मतलब हर एक project जो है that is divided into multiple phases. I'll show you another diagram where it would be much clearer to all of you. 1 second. Yes. So this is another diagram. ठीक है, इसमें अभी नाम अलग दिए, ये आपके बुक का डायग्राम है, पियर्स Pressman ka. So communication में, can you see that this particular project is divided into 4 phases? This entire project is divided into 4 phases. First phase is product maintenance phase, product enhancement, new product development, and concept development. So our inward spiral is starting from concept development, right? You are developing the concept. Basically, you are trying to find out that what is the concept of your. So according to you, so ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि यही phases होने चाहिए. It's up to you. Even if you don't write these phases, then also it is fine, right? You can give some another name. So here the names given are concept development, new product development, product enhancement, and product maintenance. So these are the 4 phases that a project goes through. That's why it's written like this. So let us start. So what you are doing, your phase starts from here, right? This is your starting point. So this dark color is what? Concept development. So you are here for developing the concept of your project. You do first do communication, then you do planning, then you do risk analysis. Now I'll come to risk analysis later on. Then you do engineering, then you do construction and release, then you evaluate. Customer evaluation means whether the customer is satisfied with what you have done or not, right? Then once this particular milestone is over, right? What is my milestone over here? That first spiral, that is concept development, should be agreed by the customer. It should be passed by the customer. The feedback should be good, right? Then only I can move to the next spiral. Now, what is my next spiral about? So I have developed the concept. Now my next spiral is new product development. So I'm creating a new product, right? Previously, I was just trying to find out the concept. Now I'm developing a product, actual product, right? So what you will do, again, the same phases will come. Again, your new product is passing through customer communication, then planning, then risk analysis, engineering, construction and release, customer evaluation. Once this milestone is achieved, right? Once this milestone is achieved, then you go for the next phase. What is the next phase? So you have developed the product. Now you need to do enhancement. Enhancement means what? Kuch changes aate hain agar project mein, so you are doing that. So again, the complete spiral is going through, this phase is going through all the phases of SDLC, right? And again, this milestone is achieved. Now last one is what? Product maintenance. So you are maintaining the product. Again, all the phases are coming, and once this thing is over, the spiral is over, project entry point axis, you are exiting the project. So you are starting from here, inward spiral, going outwards, right? Now, what is the one thing which is new to you over here in terms of phases of SDLC? What is the one thing which is new here? new which was not there in case of previous models. Yes, so Dhruv is saying risk analysis. Risk analysis was not a part of all other models. So spiral model ka keyword kya hai? What is the keyword for spiral model? It is that the products which have high risk, involvement, those products should be always taken by means of spiral process model. Why? Because in spiral process model, you analyze the risk at every single phase, every single spiral you are analyzing the risk. Can you tell me what are the risks, some of the risks which are there in terms of a software project? I don't know whether we have discussed about risks. What are the different types of risks or example of risk that you can think about for a software project? कि अगर ये नहीं हुआ तो my product is going to be in security. Okay, anything else? थोड़ा मतलब नॉमिनल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, प्रोडक्ट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से मत सोचो, प्रोडक्ट बनने के बाद के बारे में मत सोचो, उसके पहले का सोचो. Before developing the product, what are the risks? Malware disturbance, you are still thinking from product point of view. I'm talking about before the product has been developed, आप product development phase पे हो अभी. That time what is the risk? Okay, so Dhruv is saying money, budget is a big risk. That is right. Anybody else? Budget risk, yes. So money risk, that is fine. Resource risk, so Naman is saying resources. You require resources, whether it be hardware resources, whether it be software resources, whether those resources will be available to you or not. That is a high risk, right? Let's say we are using a component without testing its compatibility. Yes, that is true, Jainil. Time is a risk. Smith is saying time. Can I say human resource is a risk? Let's say that somebody, you are working in a project, somebody leaves the project, somebody falls sick. So then that is a risk because that work is done by a particular individual. That is a risk, right? Technical risks are altogether different, Naman, that are there. Of course, it is a different category, right? So all these risks that you have yourself pointed out, every risk is basically thought about in every single phase. So the next chapter that we study, project management, there we will talk about different types of risks and the example of risk. So there you would know better that what are the different types of risks. But the ones that you have pointed out are very true. So all those types of risks are basically analyzed in every spiral. So the projects which have high risk involvement are always taken up by means of spiral model, right? So the keyword of spiral model is what? The keyword of spiral model is your the risk factor. Okay. Now you tell me, my question is that, are the number of spirals in a spiral model fixed? If they are fixed, then how they are fixed? How can you say that they are fixed? If they are not fixed, then on what basis the number of spirals move? किस basis पे मैं find out करूंगी that how many spirals are there? So please tell me the answer. I have already talked about it, but not in a direct way. So Kanisha is saying not fixed. That's fine, but why not fixed? And who fixes the number of spirals? Which factors fixes the number of spirals? Not fixed. The spirals will continue until user is satisfied. Okay. Depends on the number of revisions on the basis of the requirement. No. So you need to see that in spiral model, a new factor is risk analysis, right? So the number of spirals are actually based on the risk factor. तो जितना आपका हाई रिस्क है उतने ज्यादा स्पाइरल्स होंगे. तो जब तक आपके रिस्क फैक्टर कम नहीं होता है तब तक स्पाइरल विल कीप ऑन मूविंग. So the answer that Are the spirals fixed in spiral model? No, they are not fixed. On what factor the number of spirals move? They move on the basis of risk analysis. So if your risk is high, it will keep on moving. When your risk lowers down or when your risk is completely next to negligible, then your spiral stops. Okay, so spiral is always involved with risk analysis. Other things are a part of each and every process model, but only risk analysis is a part where spiral model is focusing on. So the number of spirals are also based on the risk factor. I hope I'm clear with this answer. Janil, no, the risk factor will never be zero. It is always going to happen. Even if you are in a maintenance phase, the risk factor will be there. But we see that what is the probability of risk and what is the coverage of risk, whether it is high, low, medium. So that all is a part of next chapter where we see that कितनी probability है risk की, कितना coverage है risk का. तो अगर risk का coverage कम है, probability भी कम है, it is not going to impact you a lot, then you can say that risk factor is very low, but it will never be zero. It's not going to happen in a software product. Okay, so I hope spiral model you have understood spiral model. So they actually I've kept 2-3 diagrams that I got from different books and internet. So they all are same. थोड़ा इस ये वाला जो spiral model है इसमें भी risk analysis है, but इसमें और भी चीजें डाली हुई हैं. ये सब आपको पता नहीं चलेगा वैसे अभी. What is all this test and all? As and when you will proceed with the chapters of SE, then you will come to know the meaning of each and every terminology which is used over here. But when you search on internet spiral model, you will see a lot of diagrams. So take the diagram which is easily understood. Like this one is easily understood. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, this one is easily understood. So you can take up this diagram. Otherwise, there are a lot of diagrams of spiral model. Everywhere the spiral is moving, but only the terminology that is used changes, but the meaning remains the same, right? Okay. Now, when to use spiral model? When the cost and risk involvement is evaluation is important. For medium to high risk projects, you require it. Long-term project commitment unwise because of potential. 1 second. Yeah. Yeah. So long-term project commitment unwise because of potential changes to economic priorities. That is because of budget. Users are unsure of their needs because a spiral is moving. Means that it's not required कि आपके सारे requirement should be well understood. You can keep on changing the requirement because any which ways your spiral is moving, right? And of course, it is not going to stop in 1 or 2 iterations. Your spiral keeps on moving in a huge number because the risk factor is always high. So ऐसा कभी नहीं होगा that 1 or 2 iterations your project is over. It's never going to happen. It is always going to take a lot of iterations for your project to complete, right? Requirements are complex. New product lines, significant changes are expected. So whenever these kind of keywords are coming, वैसे तो always we talk about high risk projects only. So whenever a high risk project is there, you need to say that you need to use spiral model, right? Now there is another one single addition to spiral model, and the name is win-win spiral model. There is only one thing which is changing in win-win spiral model. Win-win spiral model basically talks about negotiations. So win-win का मतलब क्या है? That you are winning from both the sides. Like the customer is also like you are going to buy something. Okay, तो आप bargain करते हो. So when you are bargaining for for some XYZ product, so what you do is that you put up your price and then the other person puts up their price, and then you come in the between, right? You decide some the amount in between, so that is a win-win situation. So it is good for you also, it is good for the other party as well. That is called win-win situation. So here also in win-win spiral model, what you are doing is that you are negotiating. So the objective of this activity is to elicit project requirements. See, when you are talking, when a customer gives you a project, a customer is a layman. Can be a layman, cannot be a layman, but the expectation of a customer is very high, right? It is not required that all the expectations of the customer you are going to fulfill. It might happen that you will say that, okay, this is not possible, this is not possible for me to implement. So such cases where you need to negotiate with the customer that these requirements are not, it is not feasible to implement. So you can give that suggestion as well. So elicit project requirements from the customer. You need to take the project requirements from customer, but at the same time you need to negotiate as well. You cannot expect everything that the customer is saying, you need to implement it, right? So in an ideal context, the developer simply asks the customer what is required, and the customer provides sufficient details to proceed. Okay? So what you are doing, you are basically negotiating. So a customer and developer enter a process of negotiation in order to balance the functionalities. So, sometimes it happens that a customer is saying that I want this XYZ functionality. But in order to implement that XYZ functionality, it is incurring more cost, or else the performance decreases, right? Such factors, performance decreases, latency increases, throughput decreases, some functionalities would require that. So what will happen? Overall, your quality of the product is reduced. So that is why you need to negotiate. You need to make the customer understand that if I implement this functionality, such things are going to happen. So that is called negotiation, right? So when you are doing negotiations, then with the risk factor, then comes the this thing, win-win spiral model. So just um, one added point along with spiral model. So winning of the customer and winning of the developer both matters over here. And when you are doing that in order to achieve realistic deadlines, right? Realistic deadlines, realistic requirements you are implementing, and then you are getting a quality product. So you say that you have to apply win-win spiral model. Is it fine? Is it understood to all of you? Okay. Now, this concurrent development and component based, I have already talked about, right? In RAD model, I had already discussed about component based. I'll show you the diagram of component based. See what you are doing that यहाँ पे हमने spiral model component based तो आप किसी भी product project में use कर सकते हो. Whether it is RAD model में we require it because the lifespan is less, right? You need to develop your project in a shorter amount of time. बट आप waterfall में भी component base use कर सकते हो, incremental में भी component base use कर सकते हो, spiral में भी कर सकते हो, prototype में भी कर सकते हो. ठीक है? Component based it is not a separate model, it is just a concept. Component based development is just a concept, it is not a model. So what is component based development? Like I have already said, whatever components you have already created, you just store it inside the library, whether it be in form of APIs, whether it be in form of header files, whether it be in form of classes, in terms of executable file, whatever is there, you just want to store them, right? The components that you have already created. So you just take those components from the library. Library means what? Library here means that your storage, basically. So if you have worked on n number of projects, so the components that you feel can be useful in future projects, you just store those components in your library, means you save it with yourself. And then when you use them, so you just take it from the library and you extract the component, like import it, or use the APIs that way. So component based development is not a model, it is just a concept that you use. So we use that concept specifically in RAD model, but you can use those concept in every kind of model. So here it is used as a diagram, it is showing it is used in spiral model. कि spiral model में जब आप construction कर रहे हो तो you are using component based approach, right? Just because you know that the components are available, so you can use component based approach. So it is not a model, don't confuse. Component based development is not a model, it is just a approach that you are using when you are constructing, when you are developing your code that time. Am I understood? uh, is it understood to all of you? So don't get confused with component based. It is not a model. Don't ever say that it is a model. It is just an approach that you are using in different types of models. Guys, can I get an answer? Okay, 1 second. There's a question. So if we can use component, why can't we use? You can use. There is no problem, Jainil. You can use components in any kind of model. RAD में आपको specifically use करना पड़ता है क्योंकि मुझे development time मेरे पास कम है, तो we reuse the products, right? We reuse the component. Reusability is required over there because I don't want to waste my time in writing the same code again. So that's why it is required in RAD model. But it's ऐसा कहीं नहीं है that you can use it with other models. You can use it. If you have the components available, you can use them in other models as well. Okay, now I'm giving you one task for today. So the task is, I have these questions. Okay, one thing is left out. So the categorization. So there are two main types of models. One is prescriptive process model. Prescriptive process model means what? It describes how to do. कैसे करना है, ठीक है? Basically all the prescriptive process model, these three types, waterfall model, incremental model, RAD model, they fall under prescriptive process model. And then the other ones, which is prototype model, spiral model, win-win spiral model, and concurrent development is left out. I'm not going to teach it right now. I will teach it because it actually is again another type of approach, but the name is given as model. I'll teach that. But these four are part of evolutionary process model. So there are two basic categories of process model. First is prescriptive process model. Second is evolutionary process model. Prescriptive process model falls under, these three models fall under the category of prescriptive process model, and the other four fall under the category of evolutionary process model. Okay, so they are just two different categories of process models, and then these are the examples which are falling under the two main categories. Okay, evolutionary का मतलब क्या है? Basically, like the name suggests, so evolution is happening. So evolutionary का मतलब क्या है? That my product is getting evolved all the time. So at the starting, at the initial phase, I don't have a complete version of my project, right? My project is always evolving. So then we say that it is evolutionary process model, and all the phases are happening in that evolutionary process model. That's why all four are falling under evolutionary process model. So that is the meaning of evolutionary process model. Okay, so the task that I'm going to give today is these questions. So there are 6 questions over here. What I want you to do is that read the question carefully. You need to tell me that which process model is best suited for every question, every scenario. So this is a scenario. University accounting system that replaces an existing system. So according to you, which process model is best suited for this first point and why? Justification is required. तो justification में आप क्या करोगे? You need to say that according to this particular question, जो भी मैंने आपको keywords बताए हैं, अगर वो इसमें फॉल हो रहे हैं कि नहीं इन द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, सेकंड क्वेश्चन एंड सो ऑन। ठीक है, जैसे ये वाला क्वेश्चन देखो, बी वाला, बी में क्या लिखा है, इंटरैक्टिव सिस्टम दैट अलाउज रेलवे पैसेंजर्स टू फाइंड टाइम एंड अदर इंफॉर्मेशन from the terminals installed in the station. So which model would be applied over here in question number B? Sorry, question number B. Everyone, I need an answer. Give private answers, it's fine. Only 2 people have answered me. Which process model is applied for question number B? See the term. Which term is required? Interactive system. Interactive system का मैंने आपको अभी बताया था, where UI is important and web interface is important, user interaction is important. You go for prototype model, right? Because these systems will keep on changing their requirements in terms of UI. So you don't want to end up creating an entire system and changing it again. So you just create a prototype, work on the prototype. If it is satisfied, then go further. If it is not satisfied, change the prototype, right? This was what we talked about in prototype model. So as rightly pointed out, few students answered, 4-5 students. So for question number B, the best suited model is prototype model. Like I gave a justification right now, you need to give justification for all other 5 questions. Okay, so you can take a screenshot of this and keep it with you. We are going to discuss that next time, right? So question number A, C, D, E, and F. We will discuss this quickly next time in 5 minutes, and then we'll start with the next chapter. Is it fine, all of you? Okay, and in next chapter, we have numericals. So we are going to do numericals in next chapter. So please be ready with your, pen answer books, I mean, notebooks and pen, because we are going to do numericals. Okay? Any doubt in this particular chapter, process model, please do ask. Read, when I complete a chapter, please go through it. Otherwise, it would be very difficult at the end to read all 24 chapters, 24, 25 chapters, right? So please do read it. Once I complete it from the book itself, please do read it, so that, if you have any doubt, we will revise and ask if any. Okay, Harshal, no problem. But just go through the chapter once from the book, from your textbook. I have already uploaded the soft copies of the book in the drive. So just read it once. If you have a doubt, please do ask. Okay. Okay, so as of now, I'm ending the session. You can go for your next session. Okay, bye everyone. Have a good day. Yes.
Ma'am, I have mailed for the SE topic.
You are from which batch?
You haven't.
Which batch?
D3.
Hello. D3. Okay, I will check it. Utsav, I will check and reply you back.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, I'm ending the session.